First of all, I think most people know about who was Stephen Hawking. If you know, it's okay. If not, I will say the detailed history from birth to death of him. Just give me 20 minutes from your valuable time. Please subscribe my channel for this type of educational real-life videos. Stephen William Hawking was born on January 8, 1942, in Oxford, England, to Frank and Isabel Hawking. The date was significant. It was exactly 300 years after the death of Galileo Galilei, the great Italian astronomer and physicist. The Hawkings were an intellectual family. Frank Hawking was a research biologist, while Isabel Hawking had studied philosophy, politics, and economics. Stephen was the eldest of 4 children. The Hawking family was unconventional in many ways. They lived in a large, cluttered house in St. Albans, a town north of London. The Hawkings were known for their love of knowledge and their frugality. Family dinners were often quiet, with each member engrossed in reading a book. Even at a young age, Stephen showed an interest in how things worked. He had a fascination with science and an intuitive curiosity about the world around him. Though bright, Hawking did not excel immediately in school. His teachers at St. Albans School thought of him as an average student. He preferred to spend time with friends and was more interested in building things, such as model airplanes, rather than focusing on formal schoolwork. Despite this, he developed a deep interest in mathematics and physics, which would later guide his academic career. In 1959, at the age of 17, Stephen Hawking received a scholarship to attend University College, Oxford. He initially wanted to study mathematics, but since the college did not offer a mathematics degree at the time, he chose physics instead. While at Oxford, Hawking was known for his quick wit and love of music. He was also somewhat isolated from his peers and found his academic work relatively easy. In fact, he estimated that he studied for only about 1,000 hours during his 3 years at Oxford, which equates to roughly an hour a day. Despite his casual approach to studying, Hawking graduated with a first-class honors degree in physics. After Oxford, he moved on to graduate studies at Trinity Hall, Cambridge, in 1962, where he began working on a PhD in cosmology under the supervision of renowned mathematician and physicist Dennis Sciama. While at Cambridge, Hawking noticed that he was becoming increasingly clumsy and experiencing bouts of slurred speech. He had trouble rowing, which was a popular sport at the university. After several falls and incidents of muscle weakness, he sought medical advice. In 1963, at the age of 21, Hawking was diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. ALS is a neurodegenerative disease that affects motor neurons, leading to the progressive loss of muscle control. Doctors gave Hawking a grim prognosis, telling him that he had only about 2 years to live. This devastating news initially caused him to fall into a deep depression. However, over time, Hawking's outlook shifted. He decided to continue his studies and focus on what he could still achieve. Little did the doctors know that Stephen Hawking would defy medical expectations and live for more than 5 decades with the disease. Hawking's condition worsened gradually. He began using a wheelchair in the late 1960s, and by the mid-1970s, he had lost the ability to speak entirely. He communicated using a speech-generating device that was controlled by the movement of his cheek muscles. Despite his physical limitations, Hawking's mind remained sharp, and he continued to contribute to the field of cosmology. In 1965, 2 years after his ALS diagnosis, Hawking married Jane Wilde, a language student whom he had met at a party in Cambridge. Jane was a source of strength and support for Hawking throughout the early years of their marriage, as his condition deteriorated. Together, they had 3 children: Robert, born in 1967, Lucy, born in 1970, and Timothy, born in 1979. Hawking's relationship with Jane was central to his life during this period. Jane not only cared for him physically but also helped him maintain his independence and continue his work. However, as Hawking's fame grew and his health worsened, the strain on their marriage increased. The couple eventually separated in 1990 and divorced in 1995. Despite their separation, they remained on amicable terms, and Jane continued to play an important role in Hawking's life. In 1995, Hawking married his nurse, Elaine Mason, but this marriage ended in 2006 amid allegations of abuse, which Hawking denied. His personal life was complicated, but throughout it all, Hawking maintained a close relationship with his children and remained committed to his work. One of Hawking's most significant scientific contributions was his work on black holes. In 1974, he introduced a theory that would forever change our understanding of these mysterious objects in space. According to classical general relativity, black holes are regions of space where gravity is so strong that nothing, not even light, can escape. However, Hawking's research suggested something startling: black holes are not completely black after all. Using quantum mechanics, Hawking discovered that black holes emit radiation due to quantum effects near the event horizon, the boundary around a black hole. This theoretical radiation, now known as Hawking radiation, proposed that black holes could slowly lose mass and eventually evaporate over time. The concept of Hawking radiation was revolutionary because it unified principles of quantum mechanics with Einstein's theory of general relativity, 2 areas of physics that had previously been thought incompatible. Hawking's work on black holes was further cemented by his famous prediction in 1971 that the Big Bang, the beginning of the universe, had involved a singularity, a point where space and time began. His theory helped pave the way for the modern understanding of cosmology and the origins of the universe. Another major contribution was Hawking's work on the origins of the universe. Alongside mathematician and physicist Roger Penrose, Hawking applied the mathematics of black holes to the entire universe. Together, they developed the singularity theorem, which showed that the universe must have begun from a singularity, an infinitely small, infinitely dense point. Hawking was also interested in exploring what might have occurred before the Big Bang. He developed the no-boundary proposal, in collaboration with James Hartle, which suggests that time, as we understand it, didn't exist before the Big Bang. According to this theory, the universe has no boundaries in time or space, much like how the surface of a sphere has no edges. This was a radical departure from previous cosmological theories, which assumed that time had a definite beginning. This idea helped bridge the gap between quantum mechanics and general relativity, offering new insights into the nature of time, space, and the universe's creation. In addition to his groundbreaking scientific contributions, Stephen Hawking became widely known to the general public for his ability to communicate complex scientific ideas in a way that was accessible to laypeople. His 1988 book, A Brief History of Time, From the Big Bang to Black Holes, became an international bestseller, selling over 10 million copies and being translated into more than 40 languages. It remains one of the most widely read popular science books in history. In A Brief History of Time, Hawking attempted to explain the origins and future of the universe, the nature of time, and the role of black holes and singularities. Despite its sometimes dense subject matter, the book captured the imaginations of readers around the world and helped elevate Hawking to the status of a global icon. Living with ALS for more than 50 years, Hawking became a symbol of human resilience and determination. His battle against the disease inspired millions, showing that physical limitations do not define one's potential. Although confined to a wheelchair and unable to speak without a voice synthesizer, Hawking remained an active participant in both scientific and public life. He advocated for people with disabilities, often speaking about the need for accessibility and greater understanding of neurodegenerative diseases. Through his public appearances and interviews, Hawking raised awareness of ALS, shining a light on the challenges faced by people living with motor neuron diseases. Hawking was also an advocate for various social and political causes. He warned against the dangers of artificial intelligence, arguing that superintelligent AI could pose a threat to humanity if not carefully managed. Additionally, he was an outspoken supporter of universal healthcare and criticized government policies that reduced funding for scientific research. As a proponent of space exploration, Hawking believed that humanity's future might depend on the colonization of other planets, arguing that Earth's resources and climate instability could make long-term survival on our home planet challenging. Hawking's voice was influential in debates surrounding the future of science, technology, and humanity. Despite being physically limited, he remained engaged with these issues and used his platform to promote the importance of science in addressing global challenges. As Hawking's ALS progressed, his reliance on technology increased. By the mid-1980s, after contracting pneumonia and undergoing a tracheotomy, he lost his ability to speak altogether. He then began to use a speech-generating device, originally developed by a company called Words Plus. This allowed him to select words on a computer screen using slight movements of his cheek muscles, which were then synthesized into speech. The distinctive electronic voice he used became one of his trademarks, recognized around the world. Even as his physical condition deteriorated, Hawking remained active in research, teaching, and public appearances. He continued to work on unifying quantum mechanics and general relativity, aiming to develop a theory of everything that could explain the fundamental forces of the universe. Though a definitive solution remained elusive, his work in this area continued to influence physicists worldwide. In his later years, Hawking also became involved in various media projects. He made guest appearances on television shows like The Simpsons and The Big Bang Theory, further cementing his status as a pop culture figure. His sense of humor and humility shone through in these appearances, endearing him to audiences outside of the scientific community. Despite living far beyond the original prognosis of 2 years, Hawking faced many health crises over the decades. However, his perseverance was extraordinary. He continued to attend conferences, give lectures, with the help of his speech synthesizer, and contribute to scientific discussions until the final years of his life. On March 14, 2018, Stephen Hawking passed away peacefully at his home in Cambridge at the age of 76. His death marked the end of an era in the world of theoretical physics, and tributes poured in from across the globe. Colleagues, students, and admirers remembered him not only for his groundbreaking work in cosmology but also for his resilience in the face of extreme physical challenges. His funeral, held at the University Church of St. Mary the Great in Cambridge, was attended by hundreds of people, including figures from the world of science, entertainment, and politics. Later that year, Hawking's ashes were interred in Westminster Abbey, alongside those of Sir Isaac Newton and Charles Darwin, a fitting resting place for a man who had made such monumental contributions to our understanding of the universe. Stephen Hawking's legacy is immense. His scientific theories, especially those relating to black holes and the origins of the universe, continue to shape our understanding of the cosmos. He made theoretical physics accessible to the general public, inspiring future generations of scientists. Moreover, his personal story of triumph over adversity remains a beacon of hope and inspiration for anyone facing challenges in their own life. In addition to A Brief History of Time, Hawking authored several other books aimed at making complex scientific ideas understandable to a broad audience. These include The Universe in a Nutshell, 2001, A Briefer History of Time, 2005, co-written with Leonard Imlodino, and The Grand Design, 2010, also co-authored with Imlodino. In these books, Hawking explored topics such as the nature of the universe, the possibility of multiple universes, and the laws governing reality. He also participated in numerous documentaries and educational programs. Perhaps the most notable was Into the Universe with Stephen Hawking, a 2010 series in which he explored various cosmic phenomena. His ability to communicate complex theories with clarity and enthusiasm made him a popular figure in the world of scientific education. Hawking's work was recognized with numerous awards and honors throughout his life. Although he never won a Nobel Prize, largely because his theories about black holes had not been confirmed by observational evidence during his lifetime, he received many other prestigious awards. These included the Copley Medal, the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian award in the United States, and the Fundamental Physics Prize. Beyond his scientific work, Stephen Hawking had a rich and nuanced worldview. He was an outspoken atheist, often discussing the nature of the universe in ways that left no room for a creator. He famously said, "There is no God. No one directs the universe." His atheism, combined with his work in cosmology, led to numerous debates about the intersection of science and religion. However, despite his disbelief in a higher power, Hawking maintained a sense of wonder about the universe. He often expressed awe at the beauty and complexity of the cosmos, marveling at how much humanity had yet to discover. His view of life, the universe, and everything in it was pragmatic but also filled with curiosity. He believed that science held the key to understanding our existence and urged others to look to the stars for answers. He also frequently emphasized the importance of human resilience and determination. In one of his most famous quotes, he said, "However difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at." This philosophy, born from his own struggles with ALS, resonated with millions of people around the world, further solidifying his status as a cultural icon. Stephen Hawking's life was defined by paradoxes. He was a man trapped in a failing body, yet his mind roamed freely through the farthest reaches of the universe. He struggled with immense physical limitations but achieved more than many people ever dream of. Through his groundbreaking work on black holes, the Big Bang, and quantum cosmology, he transformed our understanding of the universe. His ability to communicate complex scientific ideas in a way that was accessible to the public made him not just a scientist but a teacher to millions. His personal battle with ALS, and his refusal to be limited by it, inspired people around the world. Stephen Hawking will be remembered not just for his contributions to science but for his remarkable courage, intellect, and unwavering curiosity. In the end, Stephen Hawking's legacy is one of profound intellectual achievement and incredible human spirit. His work continues to inspire scientists, while his life story remains a testament to the power of the human mind and the unyielding drive to understand the universe. This extensive biography covers Stephen Hawking's life, focusing on his personal challenges, scientific achievements, advocacy, and enduring influence. Let me know if you'd like any specific details or aspects expanded further. Now my friends, who was he? If you liked the story, just hit the like button, and thanks a lot for subscribing my channel. Now let's take a leave and again meet it on another interesting story. Up to that time, goodbye, have a nice day my friend. May God bless you.